Now at 5, what we're learning about the effort to relieve medical debt for thousands of four-staters. Plus, we hear from a patient who's received a groundbreaking transplant and a shopping spree with some Toy Box partners as you get a final opportunity to donate.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
You've put it off this long and now time is running out. Our phone banks are open for our final Toy Box Tuesday telethon of the year. Volunteers from Equity Bank are manning the phones. You see them there live. During the next half hour, you call the number on your screen, donate what you can, and every single dime you give will be used to buy toys for kids in need in the 4 states. But again, time is short. The toys will go out to our distribution partners tomorrow morning, so call now. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. We're going to check back in with the phone bank in a bit, but first, some of the day's news. We're learning more details about the massive financial effort to help some area families pay their medical bills. Every year before Christmas, Hope City Church in Joplin makes an investment into the community, and this year they donated money to help thousands of people with their medical debt. Cody Walker, the lead pastor, says this was made possible through the church community coming together and donating. Over the next 2 weeks, notification letters will be sent to families that will have their medical debt abolished.
Their giftings, the way that they are wired, they want to make an impact beyond these walls. And so that's one thing, the generosity they want to show is the church isn't just walls, it is beyond that.
Hope City Church partnered with an organization that helps negotiate medical debt, and we're able to help some 3,200 people in Southwest Missouri and Northwest Arkansas. They say that program this year is providing more than $4 million in relief. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a warmer day for us today. Temperatures got into the mid to upper 50s to near 60 degrees in Joplin. It's 58, 55 in Pittsburgh at this point in time, and most of us are sitting mid to upper 50s to near 60 degrees. A little breezy out there. We have a southerly wind at about 5 to 10, but gusts have been a little bit higher than that. And that's what we're going to see as we go through the next couple days, kind of windy. Temperatures hold pretty steady through the evening. We'll start to see some drizzle, which is going to be popping up, and then our temperatures will drop off more later on tonight. A lot of clouds rotating through, so we'll start to see some light drizzle popping up. I don't think we're really going to have any rain, but we are going to get drizzle and cooler temperatures. We're going to be talking more about that here in just a bit.
And we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Police in Madison, Wisconsin are trying to piece together what led to the deadly shooting at a small private Christian school yesterday. 1 student and 1 teacher were killed. Half a dozen other people were injured. Police say the shooter, a 15-year-old girl, was found with a gunshot wound and later pronounced dead. The Madison police chief says investigators do not know where the girl got the gun, but they will spend today going through items they retrieved from her house, comb through her social media, and talk to some of her friends as they search for answers. President-elect Donald Trump is taking more meetings at Mar-a-Lago this week with tech and entertainment bigwigs, reportedly sitting down today with Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos. With just over a month to go until he takes office, the president-elect held a news conference yesterday fielding questions about his campaign promises and one of his more controversial cabinet picks, Health and Human Services Secretary nominee Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's on Capitol Hill today meeting with senators. A reminder, volunteers from Equity Bank are in the studio right now with us taking your calls for the Toy Box Project. You see, some of them are waiting for your calls. The lines are open. Your donation will help buy toys for area kids in need this Christmas. Our final shopping spree is going to be just in time for the toys to go out to distribution centers tomorrow morning. So the time to give us a call is right now. Now, we partner with a lot of businesses and charitable organizations to make the Toy Box Project a success. Those include the folks at Miss Daisy's in Joplin who help with shopping to make sure your donations are spent wisely. KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks gives us a look.
This year we shop for kids from the Angel Tree for Salvation Army, and I was kind of like nervous that we were gonna have to choose from a list, and it was great. It was so fun having that individual person to shop for. I think it just has a little bit more meaning. I mean, it's all great. We love shopping for the kids, but knowing that this is going to somebody who really wants it, and this is the item they were specifically asking for, just meant a lot more to us. I feel like this is a lot of fun, and it's just a way for us to give back to the community. And who doesn't love shopping for toys, especially kids that need them and want them, and just to see that joy. Well, we don't get to see the joy, but I wish we could. This is the best. I love it. I love that getting to spend time with families. I think it makes people a little cheerier and maybe nicer. It's just, I mean, just the whole spirit of this season. We totally enjoy. We love the customers that come into the store and are just excited to find that perfect gift for somebody. I feel like that's what we were doing today, is finding that perfect gift for a kid in need. My favorite part is just being around my family. Honestly, gift giving, I stress out with gift giving. So this makes it even more fun for me because the pressure is a little bit lower, but still going to somebody who I know will enjoy it.
Big thanks to Miss Daisies. You're going to be able to re-watch and share that video with others. You'll find it later this evening on KOAMNewsNow.com. Our Toy Box partners from Joplin's Bishop and Hayes Law Firm also went on a shopping spree to help kids. We're going to show you more of that tonight at 6. Still ahead today at 5, a history-making transplant.
She's a medical marvel, currently the only person living on Earth with a pig organ. I'm Michael George, and coming up, you'll hear her story in her own words.
Plus, a push to ban a particular food dye linked to cancer. Those stories are ahead in Health Watch. In the meantime, the phone banks remain open for our final Toy Box Tuesday telethon of the year. This is your chance to call. Again, our final Toy Box Tuesday telethon is underway right now. Tanya Bach joins us from the phone bank with an update. Hi, Tanya.
That's right, Dow. I'm here with our volunteers from Equity Bank who are answering our phones on our final day of the 2024 Toy Box campaign. This is your chance to call in and donate. If you've been thinking about it all year long, we really could use your donations. There's so many kids in the area that, you know, could just use a little bit more brightness in their Christmas this year. Of course, we've got a couple of donations I want to mention so far. Elizabeth Reeves from Cherokee County donated $50, and Raymond Hembry from Granby donated $100 in memory of his wife of 52 years. Call in and donate now. Dow?
I see the phones are not currently ringing, so people better take advantage of that fact while they can. Tanya, thanks. Topping today's Health Watch, the FDA is considering a ban on an artificial food dye over possible links to cancer and other health concerns. Talking about red number 3 dye, which food companies use to color food items such as candies and drinks. On CBS Morning, CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder discussed this controversial additive that food safety advocates have urged the FDA for decades to outlaw.
So red dye number 3 is made out of petroleum. It's what gives that bright cherry red color to a lot of foods, candies, etc. What are some of the health concerns? There seems to be an increased risk, at least in rats, of thyroid cancer. We also see an association with hyperactivity in kids. This has been banned in cosmetics and topical medications since 1990. It is still in food and medications you take by mouth.
So you can't put it on your skin, but you can ingest it?
Which is really bizarre, right?
CBS News asked some red number 3 manufacturers for comment, but did not receive any response. In 2027, California is going to be the first state to restrict the use of red number 3 in foods. The FDA is expected to act in the next several weeks. An Alabama woman is off dialysis for the first time in 8 years after undergoing a pig kidney transplant. She's the 5th American to receive a gene-edited pig organ. Michael George has more on this latest animal-to-human transplant from New York.
I am overjoyed.
Tawana Looney is a medical marvel. She's currently the only person in the world living with a pig organ.
I'm blessed to have received this gift, a second chance at life.
The 53-year-old received a gene-edited pig kidney at NYU Langone Health last month during an experimental procedure known as xenotransplantation, led by Dr. Robert Montgomery.
the pig kidney is doing all of the things that a normal human kidney would do. So that in itself is big news. It's a bit uncharted territory, but so far we're off to a great start.
Looney donated one of her kidneys to her mother 25 years ago and then developed kidney failure years later from pregnancy complications. Finding a match was nearly impossible because unusually high levels of harmful antibodies in her blood would result in rejection. Dr. Jamie Locke is Looney's original doctor who did research and provided data to the FDA.
This really afforded her the opportunity to achieve the gift of life.
More than 100,000 people in the U.S. are on the transplant list, with most in need of a kidney.
I'm absolutely convinced that this is going to be a game changer for the people waiting for organs.
Looney was in the hospital for just 11 days. Since her discharge December 6th, she wears health trackers, monitoring her heart rate and blood pressure and other functions 24 hours a day.
I am full of energy, got an appetite I've never had in 8 years.
She returns to the hospital daily for evaluation and is expected to return home to Alabama in 3 months. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Wow, we certainly wish her well. Now, if the pig kidney were to fail, Looney could go back on dialysis. Hope that isn't necessary. A new study shows Americans should be eating more beans and less red meat. That's the advice from a panel of nutrition experts making recommendations about federal dietary guidelines. The panel also said we need to cut back on sugars and sodium and saturated fat, but they didn't weigh in on ultra-processed foods, which have been linked to health problems. And a new study finds taxi and ambulance drivers have lower rates of death from Alzheimer's. Research by Mass General Brigham suggests people who have jobs that frequently use spatial processing, like coming up with the best routes to locations, could receive a boost to their brain health. The same part of the brain that's involved in navigation is involved in the development of Alzheimer's. And that is a look at today's health news. Later, an update on the legal battle concerning TikTok.
Plus, our temperature is cooling back down just a bit. We're going to look at that coming up.
In the meantime, the phone banks remain open for our final Toy Box Tuesday telethon. If you've wanted to donate but you haven't yet done it, the time to call is right now.
Well, it turned out to be a decent Tuesday for us today. A lot of clouds, but temperature is pretty good. Most of us 55 to about 60 degrees during the afternoon. But we do have the clouds out there right now. A nice shot of our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, a little bit warmer in our southern counties. Grand Lake 57, 51 in Monette, 57 in Oswego. Iola is sitting at 54, 53 in Nevada. And if we look outside, here's 7th and Rangeline, 58. Southerly winds have been picking up just a bit, and we're going to see those winds increasing throughout the overnight hours. Temperature is fairly steady through the evening. We're going to have some patches of drizzle across the region. Then behind this system, our temperatures will drop later on tonight. But we have sustained winds 5 to 10, then gusts 15 to 20 outside for us right now. But they'll switch around now to the northwest, so it's going to start windy on your Wednesday. The winds will calm down as we go through the day. Then they'll switch out of the south and pick up again by the time we head into Thursday. So a little windy over the next couple days. A lot of clouds pushing through. We're not going to see much in the way of rainfall. Most of the rain is going to be to our south, but we are going to get patches of drizzle, which will start to develop as this storm system kind of slides on by. It really doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with, but again, it's going to play havoc with our temperatures. So we'll get this system, another one behind it, which is going to bring in some colder air late this week. So we do have weak systems rotating through. All right, let's go through time. Drizzle tonight, couple showers in our far southern counties. Then we'll get back to sunshine by morning. It's going to be cooler into the upper 30s. By noon, only about 41, 42 degrees, and I think most of us about 45-ish, 43 in Lamar, 45 in Anderson, Miami 48, 43 in Pittsburgh. Tomorrow night, winds switch back out of the south. We drop back upper 20s, and then once we go into Thursday afternoon, we go back into the 50s for highs. So we really have up and down temperatures as we go through the next few days. Let's go into Thursday night. Now we go back out of the north and we cool back down into the mid-20s. So that means Friday is going to be cooler. So cooler Wednesday, warmer Thursday, cooler Friday, warmer by the time we get into Saturday. Day planner for you Wednesday, 41 to start, 45 by noon. High temp, cooler of 45 degrees. But let's go down the road, because I've been talking that the pattern's really going to pick up once we get to Christmas. So we have this next little shot of cooler air. This is on Friday. This is going to pass on by. So a little bit cooler into Saturday, and then on Sunday we start to warm up again. We have another little system that will slide in. This is Christmas Eve. It doesn't look like snow, but it does look like if you're traveling, we could get some rain out there. Then a much bigger system moves in right behind Christmas. So it really picks up for us over the next 10 days. 45 Wednesday, 52 on Thursday, down to 40 on Friday, 47 Saturday. And then look at Christmas Day. High temp is 60. But we are going to get some rain on Christmas Eve, so for traveling, that could cause some issues.
And that is certainly a concern for a lot of families, but a lot of people also want to get outside maybe on Christmas Day, try out that new bicycle or whatever, and they might get a chance. Sounds good. Thanks, Doug. A reminder, you can call now for the final Toy Box Tuesday Telethon of the year. It helps some area kids in need this Christmas, and there are plenty of them who need your help. Consumer Watch is coming up.
Well, we are back in the Toy Box phone bank, and I have my volunteers here from Equity Bank, and they need to get their phones ringing. We need you to call in right now. This is our last day for you to call in and donate to the Toy Box campaign. We do have a few donors here. I'd like to mention Tom and Gail Higdon from Newtonia, Missouri, donated $100. Yvonne Kelly from Jasper County donated $30, and Michael Gilmore from Newton County donated $50. And again, any amount that you donate goes to help a child make their Christmas a little bit brighter. You know, maybe you can make their Christmas wish come true with one phone call. There we go. Get the phone ringing. We got one ringing. We got two on the phone right now. Let's get the other 5 ringing as well too. Thank you. All right, Doug, we're going to head back to you.
It's working. Yeah. But you know, we need all 6 of those lines open. Yeah. People should call while they have the opportunity, because sometimes those lines get jammed if they call soon. Tanya, thanks. Topping today's Consumer Watch, TikTok has asked the U.S. Supreme Court to step in and temporarily block a federal law that would ban the popular app unless its Chinese parent company ByteDance agrees to sell it. That ban is set to take effect on January 19th. The company's request asks the High Court to issue an emergency decision by January 6th. We told you TikTok's CEO met with President-elect Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago yesterday. Some of TikTok's more than 100 million American users have also filed a separate request to block the law. The Department of Transportation has finalized new rules aimed at improving air travel for people with disabilities. The regulation includes training for employees that physically assist flyers with disabilities, faster assistance for boarding and deboarding planes, and the requirement that airlines promptly repair or replace broken or lost equipment such as wheelchairs and scooters. The new rules go into effect next year. The phone bank remains open. A final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, Social Security money is on the line for millions of Americans, but new action from lawmakers could change that. What you need to know. Then on KOAM News at 6, a deeper dive into the church effort to eliminate medical debt for thousands of people in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. Plus, Pitt State men's basketball is back in action after more than a week of rest. They're now in San Antonio, Texas. And our Toy Box Tuesday telethon will continue again. It is your last day to contribute before all the toys leave the studio and go out to our distributors across the 4 states. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The weather pretty mild at the moment, but it's going to be warming up really unseasonably in the next week or so.
Yeah, up and down for the next 2 days. Down tomorrow, up Thursday, down Friday, and then up next week. So all over the place.
All right, we'll take it. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6 as we continue our Toy Box Tuesday telethon. You see some phones are busy, some are not. We'll see you at 6. Let's make it a great evening.